guys, I'm Michelle. Welcome back to Diaz on Deck Travel. I am so happy to see you today, and I can't wait to tell you about my adventure from the Utopia of the Seas where I visited the Royal Beach Club. Let's go on deck and dive in. So, getting to the Royal Beach Club is pretty easy. You just disembark your ship and you are guided towards a part of the pier in Nassau where you get in line to board your ferry. Now, I do advise that you buy your ticket ahead of time, and the reason being is you just walk through the line, tap your card, and off you go. Well, there were a few individuals who hadn't purchased their tickets and were holding up the line, and that kind of aggravated some people, but I'm very patient and it's all new, so we just have to be kind to each other. Anyway, we boarded our ferry, which I believe was the Lucky Lizard, and we were across the harbor in less than 10 minutes. We were dropped off at Chill Beach, which was absolutely lovely. And as the name describes, it was chill. The music was chill, the whole vibe was chill, and the beach was just absolutely gorgeous. There are 3 zones. You have Chill Beach, you have Party Cove, which is in the center, and you have Family Beach. Now, my advice to you is get down there early because you need to stake a claim to your chairs immediately. It fills up, guys. And when I was there, there were 3 ships in port. I was on the Utopia, a large ship. Another large ship was also there, the Symphony, and a medium-sized ship, the Liberty. Now, you've got 3 sets of passengers off 3 different ships all heading to the Royal Beach Club, so it can get crowded. Now, when I say stake your claim, I mean get your towels from the towel hut, put them down, and then move about the island after that because you may not find a chair later. So I will talk a little bit about that. So the towels are on the island. They are at a multitude of different towel huts. You don't need to carry that off the ship, but I will go in a little later and tell you about what you do need to bring with you. So we were dropped off at Chill Beach, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Each zone has its own pool and swim-up bar. So there's Chill Beach, there is Party Cove Central, and there is Family Beach. Now, I'm going to tell you, Family Beach is at the furthest end of the island, and I got to tell you, there was quite a bit of space there for putting your towel down and getting a chair because I don't think everybody's walking to the very end of the island. I think most people are going to Chill Beach or Party Cove. And Party Cove has a vibe, you guys. It is a 2-story party central with a swim-up bar, the pool, and it is bright and vibrant, and it resembles a lot of the vibe of the Hideaway adults only area in Coco Cay. But remember, there is no designated adults only area on the Royal Beach Club. Families are welcome everywhere. So, which section do you think you would be more interested in? Well, comment down below. I would love to know. And I definitely suggest do a little recon work and figure out where you want to put your towel down and get that spot. You can move about the island and come back and your chair and your towel will still be there. Now, if you're worried about securing a spot, cabanas are the way to go. Now, the Ultimate Family Cabana is amazing. It has its own water slide. It has its own designated beach area. It has a slushy machine, private bathroom, personal attendant, and hot tub. So that cabana usually ranges about $10,000 for the day. Now, if you are not interested in the Family Ultimate Cabana, then there are some standard cabanas. Now, the standard cabanas run about $1,600 for the day. And guys, if you're traveling with people, you split that up. Let's do some math. So $200 a person for 8 people, you've got it covered. And now your cost to enter the beach club is now down to $200, which could be less than the $250 price tag. And your drinks are included. And let me tell you something about your personal attendants. They will come and check on you regardless of what area you're in. If you're at a pool or, you're on the beach, they're going to come and check and make sure that you are having the best vacation of your life, and they're going to attend to your needs, bring you drinks, food, whatever it is that you need. So getting there early is definitely key. And here's a little tidbit about some of the things that you don't need to bring with you, unless you want to. Now, I personally, I'm a water snob, and I like my bottles of Evian from off the ship. So I brought a few water bottles with me, and I'm glad I did, because they didn't have any water bottles to give you in your beverage package. They only had iced water in some pitchers that had ice and lemons, and that's all fine, but I'm a water snob. I like my water bottles. So that I would say definitely bring with you. You don't need to bring towels. There are towel huts everywhere, and the towels are just nice and luxurious. You may not even need to bring your sunscreen. We saw sunscreen stations that were reef friendly. So unless you have a specific preferred brand of sunscreen, that's one less thing to carry. But I will tell you, bring your sunglasses, bring your hats, bring your water bottles, and most importantly, bring your cameras, because the scenery is absolutely amazing. I have always had this romance with that little stretch of land right there when you come into Nassau, and I've always said it's so beautiful. I have pictures of it all around my house, and I've always wanted to take a dip in that water, and now you can, and it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, also bring cash or credit cards. If you are planning to tip your servers, you will need cash, because remember, your drinks are included, so you're not going to get a bill. And if you would like to buy some local art from the local artisans there, or local jewelry, they don't accept your CPass card. That does not work on the island. That's why everything is included in your ticket price. So if you're looking to buy some one-of-a-kind artwork or handcrafted purses, guys, these are one-of-a-kind items. You are not going to find this stuff at the straw market. It's pretty exclusive. Now, what about the food? Okay, so I really liked the food. I am going to tell you that it was super fresh. And I did hear someone say that like their mac and cheese on an earlier sailing had been under a heat lamp. I gotta tell you, I didn't see any heat lamps. They were churning out the food so fast, it was coming out fresh and going right out to the customers. And we tried a little bit of everything. I kept calling them firecracker bites, but they're fire engine bites. We had shrimp skewers. We had a tropical salad. My friend that was traveling with me, she got a fish sandwich, a chicken wrap. There was fresh fruit. And I did hear someone say that they were concerned on the opening weekend that there was no healthy alternatives, but I think they listened and they did add some of that. Now, not so healthy, but not so unhealthy either, is the pineapple ice cream. It's like a Dole Whip, and you could elevate that by just putting a little shot of rum on that. But you know, I didn't say that. So there's lots of food options, and the food does repeat at the different venues. I'm pretty sure there was hamburgers as well. I'm going to go back and look at the menu and post that for you. So customer service, wow. The customer service there was great. You could tell these employees were happy to be there. They are locals. Yes, that's right. Local Bahamian workers. This project of Royal Caribbean's created over 500 jobs. And they are slated in their expansion to go up to possibly 750 jobs. So what a great support to the local economy. Now, when you get off the ship, even though you're taking a Royal Caribbean excursion, you are supporting the local economy. And just talking to some of the workers on the island, they told us that when they heard about these jobs, they were all vying for them. I mean, everybody wants to be there. So there's a really good sense of customer service, and they want to make sure that you have the best possible experience.
Welcome to Paradise Island!
So, is it worth it? Well, think about this. If you went to Nassau and you went to, let's say, the Atlantis, and you paid over $250 for a water park pass, that doesn't include your drinks, that doesn't include your food. So I think the value is here, but if you're looking for water slides, then you might want to wait for Coco Key. because that Cocoa Key is included in your cruise fare. However, the slides are an additional cost. Now, you're probably asking how it differs from Cocoa Key to the Royal Beach Club. Here's some of the main differences. Cocoa Key has 7 pools and a much more calm beach. Royal Beach Club has 2 beaches and it is a little bit more wavy. Also in Cocoa Key, the pools are temperature controlled as well as on the Royal Beach Club, which is kind of nice because if you cruise in the winter, you don't want to become a popsicle just because you went in the water. So now you can lay at the pool in a nice temperature controlled area and soak up the suns and feel all the tropical wonderfulness. But since I have this romance with that water, I had to go in. It was like a polar plunge, but it was so worth it. How else is it different? Well, the food. I think the quality of the food was much better at Royal Beach Club, but there is more of a variety at Cocoa Key. At Cocoa Key, you have a buffet style and you also have beach bites. There is no buffet style at the moment on Royal Beach Club, but I felt like the quality of the food was actually much better than the buffet. Now on Cocoa Key, your Sea Pass does work. It is not something that you can use at the Royal Beach Club. Remember, the Royal Beach Club is a partnership with Royal Caribbean and Nassau, Bahamas. Royal Caribbean owns 51% and the Bahamas owns 49% interest. So you do need to bring cash or credit cards. Now, what's really cool about the Royal Beach Club is that they also continued to support the local economy by hiring local construction. So again, another boost to the Bahamian economy. And just so you know, when they projected building the Royal Beach Club, they thought it would come in at about 165 million. But when all was said and done, it came in at 200 million. So they really did put quite the investment into making this quite the excursion beach getaway experience. Now, even though Royal Beach Club does not have a designated adults area like Cocoa Key, you can find your specific zone which will cater to your needs. This particular Royal Beach Club is welcome to families in general, so there's no designated adults only area. Now, what are you thinking as far as, is it worth it? Well, I will tell you that I enjoyed it so much that I never made it the following day to Cocoa Key. I had such a wonderful experience at the Royal Beach Club that I just didn't feel like I needed to go to Cocoa Key. How do you feel about that? Would you skip one over the other, or would you want to experience both of them? Comment down below. You know I love hearing from you. And I look forward to seeing you on deck for my next adventure. And I hope you enjoyed this video and all of the pictures and island treats that came along with it. Oh, one other thing. When you are leaving to go to the ship, there is a designated time depending on when your all aboard time is. Leaving the island, yes, it's very sad, but we do have to leave. So when you are leaving the island, unlike Cocoa Cay, you can just walk down the pier and reboard your ship. At the Royal Beach Club, you do want to find the designated time for the absolute last ferry that you should be on. Guys, I would not wait until the last minute. The ferry does not drop you off in the same spot. It takes you around the back and drops you at the end of the shopping area at the port. So you do have about a 15-minute walk. So plan on that and don't push it to the limit because you'll be hustling. And you might want to do a little shopping in the port area, which has been revamped and is very, very nice. So do you think you would go to the Royal Beach Club even if you were also stopping at Cocoa Key? I would love to know your thoughts. And I hope if you enjoyed this video and found it informative, please like the video and subscribe. That way you can stay informed as to what adventures I'm going on next and what I find out. Bye for now.